Welcome to Turkmenistan, one of the world's hardest countries to enter. It's also considered one of the world's strangest countries, as a lot of the major tourist sites are like a ghost town. Now, a fun little fact for you: the previous ruler, Sapa Murat, also known as Turkmenbashi, he had to quit smoking because he had a heart attack. So what did he decide to do? He banned smoking in the entire country. That's just one of the little facts which are absolutely crazy about Turkmenistan. Come with us as we explore the country and see what it's all about. So we just arrived in Ashgabat airport. Now, to visit Turkmenistan, you need to go as part of a group tour. Now, with a group tour as well, you'll also need to get a letter of invitation from the tour company. This is needed for when you enter the visa desk. So when you go to the visa desk, you give them the letter of invitation and then they'll stamp a visa in your passport. This costs around about 85 to 150 US dollar. Is according how long you're in the country for and what nationality you are. We're then going to go and sort out our immigration tax, which is about 14 US dollar. Then we need to go and get, believe it or not, a PCR test. Yes, a PCR test. This costs about 45 US dollar. You're probably wondering, why do you need a PCR test in 2024? Money. So this is the sign for the visa. And it's a visa desk. What is that? So we just arrived to the hotel at 3:30 in the morning. A little bit of information on the visa. You actually get it all at the same desk. So when you go in, the visa desk on the far right, the guy will stamp your letter of invitation. Then you go to the bank, which is pretty much right next to it. There's two queues, but go to the queue closest to the visa. There, you pay for the PCR test as well and the immigration tax. For myself, it was 115 US dollars for the visa. The immigration tax is 14 US dollars and then 31 US dollars for the PCR test. But the PCR test, you pay for it, you don't even take it. Literally nothing, you just walk past. Yeah, but yeah, there we go. That's just a little bit of information, or updated information in regards to the visa and the process going through the airport. But yeah, like I said, it's 3:30 in the morning. I'm absolutely knackered, so I'll see you in the morning. So we're at a very unique statue here in Ashgabat. Now this statue right here is a bull, and on top is the earth, and then on top is a baby. So basically, they believe when they have earthquakes, is the bull shaking the earth, which causes the earthquake, and then on top, the baby, theory has it, that is the first president, Turkmenbashi. Yeah, really cool statue, very different and unique. Yeah.
1941, 1945. Of course, for those of you that don't know, World War II did not start for the Soviet Union in 1939 like it did for Britain or Australia or the Netherlands. It started in 1941, so that's why you'll always see 41 to 45 on any war memorial that is for World War II, what we call World War II.
So here we have another statue. This is called the Weeping Mother. Basically, she's always weeping because she knows her son and husband are never going to return. It's more of a Soviet looking style, but they changed it to look more like Turkmen, and it was moved during 2011, I think. This is the statue.
Velogoptepe Memorial is quite interesting because it was not originally Turk Velogoptepe. It was originally just another normal war memorial. However, when they moved it, they changed the faces from Slavic looking faces to Turkmen looking faces, and instead of it being a war memorial to what we would call World War II, they then decided to make it a battle of Goktepe. What was Battle of Goktepe? Battle of Goktepe was the last stand of independent Turkmen tribes against the Russian Empire. Maktum Guli statue. This is quite special for you guys because it only opened in May this year. And the reason they built it is because it is the 300th anniversary of Maktum Guli. Now, you all know and remember from school who Maktum Guli is, but I'll remind you just in case you forgot. He is one of the most celebrated and honoured poets and writers of Turkmenistan.
Yeah.
So we're about to enter onto the world's largest indoor Ferris wheel.
So cold. So it's not even.
So we have an arcade inside. Yeah, no worries. Who will get the quickest? Oh! It's like gladiators. Go on! Queen. So everything's scarily quiet here. It's just a full arcade, the world's largest indoor Ferris wheel, and there's literally no one here, just us tourists. So quiet. So this is the world's largest indoor Ferris wheel, which you pay 50 manat to enter, which is around about, I think, $2.50-ish. So another world record that Turkmenistan holds. The city of Ashgabat has the most white marble buildings in the world. Also as well, you've got to have the cars in the colour white, grey or gold. No other colours are allowed. So here we have the wedding palace. Oh wow, this is stunning. This is really fancy. Here's where the entertainment and the bands play. Oh yeah. It's where the happily married couple sit. And the picture of the president behind, I think.
Why are they on back doors?
No one knows.
The yurts.
Air condition.
Yurt.
One rep max.
So this is dog rama. It's lamb, green onion.
That means that
It's a traditional.
it's more than I can do. Like
Food
I
looks nice.
Recently, like 3 months or 4 months, it just takes time. Dumplings with the.
Oh, it's dumplings.
I already told them. I told them.
Ambassador, and he was complaining about the previous
somewhere, right? It's like everywhere. I didn't know the name. I knew the country.
Fremont is now number 8 because of the new battle.
So we're here at the Neutrality Monument in Ashgabat. This monument is to symbolise Turkmenistan as being the only country in the world recognised by the UN on the 12th of December 1995 as being neutral. So the only country to have neutrality in the world. They also have a national holiday on the 12th of December every year to celebrate the fact they are neutral and the only country in the world to be neutral, or officially neutral anyway, recognised by the UN.
Oh, it's a bit difficult with the.
There's no one really there, but they're still doing it. Yes.
Well, you see, usually the national family just wants to the public, you know, usually when it's 27, you have to serve the new code of service. Yeah. If you just take another card. I didn't make.
That's the drama theatre named after Magna. So we're about to get to the Lenin statue.
So this is the Constitution Monument.
And you see, he always shows the way. Yeah. Oh, and
So we're at the statue of Lenin, the former Soviet Union leader. It's also the only Lenin statue you'll find which is in Arabic, and that's here in Ashgabat in Turkmenistan.
So yeah, it was the first then when the Soviet Union took over, 1920.
Hello. So check out this Cristiano Ronaldo bag. Resemblance is uncanny. Is that cappuccino? Turkmenistan money. Manat. That type of thing though, isn't it? So we're here for a few drinks at Zip Pub. Bit of local music. This is the beer garden. I got it there, look. So here's our local beer. It's 10 manat, which is about 50 cents. And is around about 4% I think the beer is. Cheers!
It's like dark red, whatever, and then they deep fry it with garlic and...
It smells good.
A bit of Turkmenistan entertainment.
The way they take
And we also went to the best man, quite eye-opening. I didn't know about tourists anywhere. Like, have you been
new that they also do.
Decided behind Turkmenistan and Ashgabat. A few time outside, so we all gotta go inside. This monument is the Independence Monument, as I previously mentioned. Is 91 meters high, because obviously 1991 was when they had an independence. Is 10 meters wide for October, which is the month of the independence, and then 27 of these statues. So these statues you can see around behind me is the day of the month of the independence. So the independence of Turkmenistan was the 27th of October 1991. These days they celebrate it on the 27th of September. So basically every leader that comes here, they'll plant a tree, and then they have this little plaque as well then. That's the plaque, and I'll see the tree by here.
It was open side, and so lots of Turkmen tribes and almanac about the...
Yeah, they own the territory. It's a large Russian territory.
It's so crazy how quiet it is here as well. So many impressive monuments and buildings all around the city, and it's just no one here. It's honestly like a ghost city. Feels like it's exclusively for us. Just look, no one here at all. Think of how many cities you go around the world of all impressive monuments and buildings and stuff to see, and think how many visitors it is.
Actually, they're in the back. Oh, yeah.
So right behind me we have the Ruhnama, which is the religious book of Sapa Murat, the original founding president of Turkmenistan. This book was issued in 2001 and is actually a copy sent up in space, circling space on one of the rockets. Also as well, if you had a car test, you'd have to answer questions on this book to pass, which is crazy, even for job applications as well. And yeah, it's just a crazy book.
During Turkmenbashi's time, this book used to open up, and inside there's a large television screen that would tell stories from the Ruhnama. But unfortunately, it does not happen anymore because it is not the time of Turkmenbashi now. It's the time
On the minarets of the main mosque, essence were replaced. Yeah, that was a great event.
Feel free to look. Yeah, is the presidential palace, literally just there. Now have a look. You'll see all the guards. You'll see these guards. See? Yeah. Yes, this is definitely Italian marble. That's the presidential palace right there. This is the information he has. The Alibi Monument, and this is the new celebrating modernity.
So behind me we have the National Dog Monument, which is the Alibi, the Central Asia Shepherd Dog.
So Turkmenistan actually has 2 satellites in space. 2 satellites that Turkmenistan owns that are going around the world. Of which, yeah, Turkmenalem 1, Turkmenalem 2.
And Turkmenalem 52.0 degrees east. You know, I got
Fifth Asian Indoor Martial Arts Games. There was no 4th, and there hasn't been a 6th. And the 7th was announced to be in Bangkok in November this year, but they've decided to cancel. That's about like a month. No. And during the Asian Indoor
So this is Sapa Murat's mausoleum. It's called Turkmenbashi Mausoleum, as Sapa Murat is also known as Turkmenbashi. He's buried in here along with some of his family members, and also his book Ruknama is also in here, which caused a bit of controversy because it's meant to be a Quran in the building, but they had his book in there obviously to honour him. Yeah, it's a little bit of history about the mausoleum. And then over this side is the beautiful mosque.
This is the mausoleum, that's the mosque.
So we're inside the mosque now.
Those we're going to see.
Actually, I didn't tell you what's the name of the breed. This is Akhalteke. So Akhalteke. Akhalteke horse, and they are distinctive for metallic sheen of buckskins and palominos. This led to the nickname the Golden Horses. In 1960, the horse competed in a Roman Olympic, and the equestrian Filatov, he won the golden medal. 30 years in average. And they stand 163 centimeters in withers. Touch the horse, please.
Come around, who wants to get a photo in front of
No.
you, Gemma?
So,
Reeking of alcohol.
President's horse.
look at the only idiot. Old horse, 15 years old. Almost retired already. So in Turkmenistan it was a champion twice, and also it won some competitions in Kyrgyzstan.
Wait, you're wait.
Mount, yes. Left inside, yes.
So Gemma's gonna ride an Altaki horse, or Altaki.
Akhalteke, yeah. Akhalteke.
Ah, there we go.
This was what was considered fat in 1970.
Не дает, не дает, не дает.
The picture. Yeah. Even outside?
have fencing and security and Ailey and I were walking here-ish.
Oh, bookshop.
Government-run bookshop.
How much more weight would you meer posters?
Yes, I know.
Here is originally called the Ashgabat Hotel.
Is it the main communist hotel?
It was the only hotel you could stay at. Well, it's really bad now. But yeah, if you had to come before 1991, it was the only hotel you could stay at. And then they changed the name. They built a new Ashgabat Hotel, and they changed the name to Paita.
The Paita.
Jesus. Rắn bể mà. Yeah, it's jeez, loads of people there.
this way.
So I'm just a little bit excited. I've wanted to do this since I started traveling. As you can see behind me, we're at the Gates of Hell, also known as the Door to Hell. Now in 1969, Soviet engineers came here because they thought it was rich in oil. They started drilling operations, they put an oil rig on here, and when they were drilling, it collapsed. The whole ground collapsed beneath them. Now the oil rig fell in here as well. So in 1971, apparently a local shepherd died with the fumes of the gas. So they decided to light it on fire. Little did they know it'd still be burning today. 53 years later, it's still burning. They tried to put it out numerous times, but with no success. But yeah, it's still burning. They're going to try and put it out again. But yeah, what an amazing sight like this. And this is called the Gates of Hell, Door to Hell. And on the 6th of November 2013, George Karunis actually went down the bottom of this to collect soil samples. He had a heat-resistant suit on. Yeah, and he'd go all the way down to the bottom, got soil samples and come back up. He's the only person known to have gone right down to the bottom. It's around about 20 to 30 meters deep and around about 70 to 76 meters in diameter. Doesn't get much better than this. Music, drinks. And then look at this view. Nice. I'm gonna make a cops video!
That sounds cool.
The Soviets exploring for oil out here in the desert in Turkmenistan. On the left-hand side, you've got the Turkmen guy, so you can see that he's not covering his face. He's got his eyes wide open to like the winds in the sand. But the other guys, the two Russians, so you can see the guy on the right and the one on top, they're covering their face and they're like not used to the desert. So this is when the Soviets came through the Karakorum desert to drill and look for the natural gas.
I need a picture of that too.
I'm just too scared.
Stacey, stay there. Done. Okay, so
Thank you so much.
go.
No, from that mountain. All the way there. Right underneath. Yeah, thing was like 3 inches. Open down.
This is Kavsworld. This is the deepest underground lake in Central Asia. It's an opportunity to swim. It's very balmy. I think it tells you 30-something degrees. 34 degrees. Just a bat colony in Central Asia. So any of the white droppings you see in the water, that's bat poo.
Do not put your head under the water.
Who invented them? You know who invented the Constitution? That's fine. Everyone listen to...
Of local people, of Turkmens. People coming here to pray to Allah about everything good, and this place connected with 9 sisters. It's like legend of Turkmen people. About 9 sisters. You can see the name of them here. 9 of them here. And this Bibi, especially in this place, because it was a history like 9 sisters, they just cook some food under this tree, which is more than 10 centuries. At the same time, they saw several enemies which want to grab, to kidnap them, and after that they start to pray to Allah about protection. And at the same time, Allah just like separated them and sent to different parts of Turkmenistan to hide them from enemies. And one of them, which is Bibi, she been sent up to this mountain. After that, you will go up to look that place. It was a cave for that moment in the mountain. And she just go in, and at the same time the rocks was closed, and it's still just small hole instead of big cave. And one of old people, super old one, I don't know, maybe he was some like 100 years old. He passed away like maybe 10 years ago. He told me a story that when he was about 3, 4, 5 years old, he remembered that some like fresh water just come out from that hole in the mountain and brought with it fresh fruits like peaches, grape and some others. Because of it, he starts to believe that this is one of entrances to paradise. Coming here for special praying ceremonies. And another one interesting fact about this tree. Since 10th century AD, this tree has only 9 alive branches. The same time when one of them starts to dry, another fresh one starts to grow up. You can see a lot of different branches, but only 9 of them are alive. Rest of them are dried ones. And again, locals connected it with that 9 sisters.
So as you can see behind me, women will tie cloths around here in a belief they're going to get pregnant.
Yeah, I know, crazy, I know.
After they tie the white cotton to the rock,
Over there, yeah?
they also come down to and throw feminine items such as a hair clip or a doll, etc. into the hole, and they also believe that'll help them get pregnant.
And this is after they started doing the cloths.
Yeah.
They moved on to this because this is where Bibi survived. Okay, this hole by here.
Just continue.
Interesting place in this village, this tree. It's the same tree like you saw now, which is sycamore or platen tree. And locals believe that in 10th century AD, when Nuhors decide to live in this place, they start to establish their village around of this tree. Like wish tree or something like this, because inside, if you will go in, you will see it looks like a pipe inside. And they go in and ask about their wishes in the center of this tree. Straight connection through the pipe with a god.
So, can you please ask me if this is the one for setting troubles downstairs? Mandragore, mandragore, whatever.
What kind of troubles?
Huh?
What kind of troubles?
I don't live on man.
What?
It's just like...
Chicken shashlik.
They're fat tail sheep.
Oh, so cute.
They're big booties, and when they run, and it's like... Bloop, bloop, bloop,
Oh,
bloop.
it's the one with the big bun, with the peachy buns.
Yeah, they're big, fat stores.
Direction here.
Looking for them.
Yeah, they're calling out for...
Yeah.
Is that a cave?
I'm okay, just curious. work, nice.
For foreheads.
Oh wow, this is such a long dog, babe. Hello.
He's having an ice.
Town is named after.
Ah.
And everything's named after.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the UNESCO site, which is called Old Nisa. The old name of the fortress is Mithridatokert, built by Mithridates I, one of the Parthian kings. Nisa, this is a name which originates from the time of Arabian Caliphate, when they were conquering Iran and Central Asia, and when they've reached this fortress, they found lots of women holding out on the walls. So that's why the fortress was entitled like the Fortress of Women. So Nisa in Arabian, that means woman. More than 2,000 years. So 2,000 years ago, even more than 2,000. So in the 2nd century BC, this fortress was built. Now it is located next to the modern village of Bagir and next to the health walk of the first president of Turkmenistan. You know, every year, Parthian Empire, it was a superpower of the ancient world, the main competitor of the Roman Empire and the main trade partner of Chinese dynasty Han. The Great Silk Road was established in 123 BC because Parthian king Mithridates II, and Chinese Emperor Wu, they've started officially the Great Silk Road caravan way, following from east to west or from west to east. So that's how Parthians accumulated lots of money, lots of values, and why it became so powerful, because you know that Persian Empire of Achaemenids, or Achaemenians, how it's called, it was conquered by the army of Alexander the Great in the 4th century BC, and Greek culture began to mix with the Persian culture. Alexander the Great died when he was 33 years old in 323 BC, and after his death, the empire was fought. I mean, his legacy was shared between his generals. They are called Diadochis. So Antigonus, Lysimachus, Ptolemy, Seleucus, all of them, they were involved in the brutal and feral and wanton civil war. So after this civil war, they've divided the Alexander's empire in small polities. Ptolemy settled in Egypt, and Seleucus, he settled in Iran. But still, Parthians, they wanted back the territory occupied by Persians and after by Greeks. So that's why in 247 BC, these nomadic tribes, they began an invasion to the Seleucid state, and for more than 100 years, they fought with Seleucids for, not for independence, but to extend also. So this is the part. So before Parthian state, that was a small province in the southern Turkmenistan and in the northern Iran. So this one, that was Parthia, which was conquered by Cyrus the Great. This one, Parthia. It was a small-sized polity which was encompassed by Greco-Bactrian kingdom, by another hostile tribes, but because of the wisdom of their kings, they've expanded beyond. And during the times of its greatest height, Parthian Empire stretched from central eastern Turkey on the west to Afghanistan on the east. The population was 26 million of inhabitants. It was motley, consisting of Jewish population, Akkadians, Persians, Parthians, Greeks. So lots of cultures were mixed in the Parthian state. Parthians, they were nuisance for the Romans because the trade with China was first controlled by the Parthians. So Parthian was like a hub between Middle East and China, and that's why the merchandises traveling from China to Middle East, they become more and more expensive, so they grow more and more expensive as caravan travels, involving lots of middlemen on the way, and these prices were unaffordable in the Roman Empire. That's why Romans, they've decided to clear the way to China by removing all intermediate states on the way. But Parthia was already a superpower which had strong equestrian soldiers, cataphracts, this is a heavy cavalryman, and also horse. Now about Nisa. Nisa, this is UNESCO site. The status is ruins dating from the 2nd century BC, and probably this town was founded by Mithridates I in the middle of the 2nd century BC. So 1 century after the Parthian Empire was officially established. Now the place looks sad and run down because more than 2,000 years passed, and before they had lots of defensive towers here, 43 defensive towers. Now only the silent hills remind about these battlements and fortifications. So this is the plan of Nisa. So all this was old Nisa, and also there is a new Nisa, which was a busy town. This town was for clergy and for the Parthian ruler. The rest of the population was living downhill on this side, on that side. That was New Nisa. Yes, but only the same, like a irregular, no buildings, only in Old Nisa. Only in Old Nisa. So we are here now, and original entry was from the north here. Only one gate could be used before to enter the fortress. As we know, the Parthian architecture, they had massive walls around the space, around a certain space, with sparse buildings in this fortress. So street was from here and up to the walls, which we can see in distance. So why the shape is irregular pentagon? You know that Parthians were influenced by different cultures, and they had different architectural methods to apply. Some fortresses were round, some fortresses were square-shaped, and this one was in the shape of irregular pentagon because the fortress was built on the natural hill. So to size or to fit the fortress into the hill, they had to build this. I invite you to the fortress, and there we will see the temples and also the balconies and the throne hall. 2nd century BC. Before Christ. Be careful, there is a pit. The holy book of Zoroastrians was Avesta, which is lost because of Alexander the Great. He sank these 12,000 oxen skins where Avesta was written with golden inks in the river. So in the 4th century AD, as I know the history, the Iranian dynasty of Sassanids, they began to restore the texts of Avesta. So Avesta was written on Old Avestan language. This language belonged to the Iranian group of languages. So now first I would like to show you the reconstruction of the temple. The top picture, sorry, so this is a round hall. The round hall of Nisa. Yeah. They had massive sculptures at the second level. The temple is a sort of mixture of Hellenistic culture and Zoroastrian culture. You know, lots of people, they call Zoroastrians the fire worshippers. It's partially true, but not completely, because they respected 4 elements. Atar, that was a fire. Also they respected water, earth and air. When human died, it was a big sin to bury body in the earth, because earth was sacred for Zoroastrians. That's why they took bodies to the sky burials. And after they were consumed by vultures and dogs. And only bones could be placed under the ground, but not the flesh. Because the flesh of the dead human, that's a victory of the devil Engra Mainyu over the main god Ahura Mazda. Ahura Mazda, that was a main Zoroastrian creator. He was like Allah for Islam. So Zoroastrianism, this is a religion which is based on paganism, because they had gods smaller in ranks than Ahura Mazda. They are called Yazatas or Ameshaspentas. 6 minor gods, 1 supreme god. So that's why Western experts from United States, Great Britain and Australia, they still argue about if this religion is polytheistic or this religion is monotheistic. Because they had a main god, but also lots of small gods, which makes it polytheistic. And the main opposition of Ahura Mazda was the devil Engra Mainyu. Engra Mainyu, he tried to sway people and to seduce them with forbidden fruits. So do these bad things, do these bad things. And Ahura Mazda, he had to protect people and to shield them from the influence of the devil, Engra Mainyu. When Ahura Mazda decided to send a prophet to the earth, and so the regular shepherd Zoroaster or Zarathustra, he was blessed by Ahura Mazda to help him in curing people's souls and to take them on the way of good things, not evil things taught by Engra Mainyu. So, but exactly what we know so far, lots of Zoroastrian cults, they are based on religion of Indo-Iranian pagans. They had the holy drink in Zoroastrianism, which was consumed by priests to become fortune tellers. But the second level of this temple, it was decorated with the statues of Olympic gods. That says about the tolerance of the Parthian state. You know, the walls were much higher than now, 8-9 meters. Now, because of the earthquakes, because of the time, the second level is almost gone. Maybe king, and now we are in the red room. It was discovered by Turkmen-Italian archaeological group in 2001, and you know why it was called the red room? Because the original color of the walls over there was red, but red color, it was hidden under the fresh layer of new construction material. Columns, they had two main types, Ionic and Corinthian. That's probably the influence of Greeks' architectural school. The columns here, probably they had wooden trunks, that's why they didn't survive. But go to the terrace. Erotic things were found in Nisa, including the naked. Is a statue of the naked woman. She was the daughter of the king. The daughter of the king, Mithridates I. You know, Parthians, they were not sure if they can overcome Greeks or not. That's why the Parthian king Mithridates I, he decided to marry his daughter to the Seleucid king Demetrius II to stop the war and to negotiate with Greeks about power sharing in the Parthian state. This is the 2nd century BC, so the times of the great... I forgot. The battles, yes, between Romans and Parthians. You know that this war was inevitable. During the reign of Mithridates I from 171 to 138 BC and Mithridates II from 124 to 86 BC, Romans and Parthians, they've kept each other on the distance. So they've negotiated about peace and non-interference. Euphrates River became the border between Roman and Parthian empires, but finally, you know, the first blood was shed in 53 in BC when Marcus Crassus campaigned against Parthians. And Parthians, they won the battle, and there is possible the throne hall of the king. So that was like a royal's residence, but there are still lots of questions because the throne was found there, but it doesn't mean, it means nothing. Maybe someone dropped. Who knows? No, not yet. So this one is a frieze running around along the wall, so we can see only the corner of the frieze. This one, yeah. It's a decorative detail. This was here and here. It's a hall to the throne hall of the kings. Is it good? No. Now he works for Obadan. Now first I will show you the reconstruction of the square hall. So this one. This column survived from the 2nd century BC. It's made of original brick, yeah. Nothing was changed here. This is original brick, but of course the column was not so ugly. Before it was plastered and probably white snow. The first level of the building, it was painted white, and the second level was painted red. And what kind of sculptures were in the alcoves? No, here it is. The Parthian general or the Parthian warrior. So still there are lots of arguments about this place, how to call it, the temple or the throne hall. Really, the throne hall was found during the excavations here, but the treasury was looted by Sassanids when they invaded into the Parthian state, and that's why nobody knows how they could transpose the furniture and everything when they were looting the fortress. Empire existed for 500 years, and everywhere we can see these symbols, the rhytons found in the treasury. Let me show you the big one. This, yeah, from 1.5 to 3 liters. This is a volume of the rhyton, and no one was found exactly like this. Only broken pieces melting in the hands of archaeologists. So before taking them for restoration, they did a very hard job and tedious job. They had to connect all these pieces together. In 3 years, these items were restored, and now, thanks to the gods, the collection was saved. They were found several days before the tragical Ashgabat earthquake of 1948. So the earthquake took place on October 5, and rhytons were found on October 2. So some days before an earthquake in Ashgabat. So that was the brief information about the Parthian Empire. I know that to cover everything we need months or even years to remember all events of the Parthian history, all kings, but exactly we need to remember that Parthia was a superpower which had lots of influence, and even Sassanids, when they began to rule after Parthians, they took a lot from this civilization created by Indo-Iranians. So what we do now when we go back to the bus?
Tatiana, can I hang up a story?
Hello. 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 Yeah.